Government to sell crude oil shares and 44 acres of land reclaimed following mining exercise. It's Tuesday, July 30. These and other stories in today's news. With the Liza Destiny expected to arrive in Guyanese waters in the first week of September, Dr. Mark Bino, the director of the Department of Energy, says the government is putting arrangements in place for the smooth sale of its share of crude oil when production begins.
All sales of crude oil from this FPSO, where Guyana's interests are concerned or Guyana's entitlement, will be via FOB, free on board. And this means the crude is sold to the buyer at the exit point of the FPSO, and the buyer is responsible for shipping said crude.
Dr. Bino said there will be crude cargo liftings every 8 to 10 days. Thus, this requires an efficient and smoothly run process.
I'm happy to report that the department has been working with its sister agencies and the operator to ensure that such a process is put in place that we can ensure that it is running as efficiently as possible from day one.
Some of those agencies include the Ghana National Bureau of Standards, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and Immigration. The Liza Destiny is expected to see production of an estimated 120,000 barrels of oil per day. During his media briefing, Dr. Bino also noted the Liza Destiny was on course.
The Liza Destiny currently projected to arrive in Guyanese waters in the first week of September of 2019. Now, you would note that this is about 2 weeks ahead of initial projections. And that's because of the sea conditions, which are pretty favorable.
Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Approximately 44 acres of land has been reclaimed following mining exercises. According to Commissioner of the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, Noel Dennison, mine reclamation is the law, and therefore it must be actively pursued. More in this report.
The Environmental Division of the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission has taken the lead to inform persons on the need to practice land reclamation. Earlier today, stakeholders met to discuss why this was necessary. Leading the discourse, Commissioner of the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission GGMC, Noel Dennison, reminded stakeholders that mine reclamation was in fact the law and therefore must be actively pursued.
So I'm extremely pleased that all of you in attendance today are joining on this occasion to plant the seed, spread the word, and have positive outcomes from these efforts.
Dennison commended the GGMC's Environmental Division on the work done thus far in promoting mine reclamation.
I've had a happy look at the promotional, informational, educative products that will be rolled out today. These serving products are well aligned to the Green State agenda. They're also coincident with the intent of the environmental regulations within the mining legislation, which the GGMC is obligated to pursue.
The GGMC Commissioner explained what mine reclamation is about.
We cannot mine without disturbing the environment. And the whole idea of this objective was, among other things, to scientifically manage the aspects from the end of mining to the reclaiming of areas, mapping of same, and creating a blueprint, so to speak, that could be replicated throughout our affected landscapes.
Reporting for InfoHub, Natasha Smith.
The Ministry of Public Infrastructure is currently monitoring and strengthening Mahaicony sea defenses. To date, the Danzig breach has been sealed and 35,000 tons of boulders have been laid to reinforce weakened sections of the earthen embankment.
Inspecting the works at the Danzig shoreline on Monday was Minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Jaipal Sharma. The minister spoke about works being done to protect residents and farmers.
We are monitoring the situation. On this coast, stretching from Mahaica to Mahaicony, we had drones went up into the air. We're monitoring the situation, and every month we are checking to see the level of erosion in relation to the removal of the mangrove from the aggressive waves during the high tide, spring tide, and we're taking remedial actions to ensure that we could arrest the situation before there is a breach.
The Danzig sea defense is temporary in nature and spans 125 meters. Boulders were transported to the site and other vulnerable locations via barges. Minister Sharma also mentioned the construction of a key feature to facilitate further sea defense works along the earthen dam.
We actually built a bridge of a length of 100 meters by 20 feet wide, and that will be used now as the bridge is strangled to bring in a truckload of material.
600 meters east of Danzig, Minister Sharma commented on ongoing works.
Throughout the dam here, there are openings like about 100 to 200 feet and so, and we're taking immediate measures to hold the line and to prevent a possible breach.
The temporary works are estimated to increase the structural integrity by approximately 75 to 80% before the permanent riprap project commences.
Reported from the site that the breach initially occurred in Danzig, Maikoni, with videographer Kareem Peters, Shaquille Bourne, for InfoHub.
Students living and attending school in the Lower Pomeroon are assured of greater access to education. This follows the donation of an outboard engine to equip the David G. boat that plies the Lower Pomeroon route.
The 200 horsepower Yamaha engine was procured at a cost of roughly $4.3 million. The Minister of Finance on Sunday donated the engine to the Department of Education in Region 2 following a ministerial outreach in the Lower Pomeroon.
We at the Ministry of Finance are always happy to help wherever we can, especially in education. As I go around and I see the needs, wherever we can help, we try to help.
Minister of Education Dr. the Honorable Nicolette Henry thanked the Ministry of Finance for partnering with her ministry. She noted that the initiative aligns with the Education Ministry's priority of ensuring access to quality education.
I can assure you that we will take good care of it, and it will help us to get our children to school. You know, one of the priorities of our ministry is to ensure access, and this is very much in line with the ministry's priority.
Regional Education Officer Nicola Matthews said the engine will benefit the students, particularly those attending Charity Secondary, 8th of May Secondary, and the Anna Regina Secondary Schools. The David G. boat is part of the 5Bs initiative piloted by His Excellency President David Granger. The initiative provides transportation, hot meals, and educational material, buses, boats, bicycles, breakfast, and books, all free of cost to students across Guyana, particularly in hinterland regions. Letitia Isaacs for InfoHub.
Still to come, business grants for Linland entrepreneurs and Guyana's many indigenous peoples celebrated at a musical gathering. Details of these stories in a minute.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Thanks for staying with us. 5 budding entrepreneurs have benefited from grants from the Small Business Bureau. At the recently held Linden Exhibition and Trade Fair, the grants were presented to the entrepreneurs to boost their business.
Handing over the checks to the lucky entrepreneurs was Minister of Business Hemraj Rajkumar, who reiterated the coalition government's commitment to ensuring small enterprises have equal access to business opportunities.
As a government, we are committed to ensuring that Guyanese business have equal and fair access to those business opportunities. but it has to be a collaborative effort.
InfoHub spoke to two of the recipients.
Well, this grant basically going to help me develop my business, help me purchase certain equipment that I really need to have.
I feel real good that, that they could come out and help young people that have ideas, and need opportunity to get things on the road.
During his address to officially open the exhibition and trade fair at the Egbert Benjamin Exhibition and Conference Centre, the business minister noted that while Linden thrived on the bauxite industry, businesses must look to the future and diversify their economy. Members of Linden's business community were urged to position themselves to benefit from the oil and gas sector.
Many opportunities are available throughout the length and breadth of our country and also all across our economic sectors. But these opportunities will not be materialized if we do not take deliberate actions to make them a reality.
The exhibition and trade fair is a culmination of Business Week, an initiative hosted by the Linden Chamber of Industry, Commerce and Development. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
In keeping with the celebration of the Year of Indigenous Languages, the second Biyuka Irikida, or musical gathering, was held at the Indigenous Heritage Village in Sophia. This event showcased the culture of Ghana's indigenous peoples through song, dance, art, handicraft, and food.
Minister within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Valerie Garrido Lowe, joined a wide cross-section of persons gathered at the Indigenous Heritage.
We're welcoming all musicians, all artists, those who want to come and say a poem, those who want to tell a story about your village, about legends and myths of the hinterland of the indigenous people. We want to educate our people. We want to learn a language.
The event saw performances by several indigenous persons.
But you're the drug that keeps me from dying.
And a fashion show by local indigenous designer Vanda Alicock Calistro. Unique indigenous dishes and drinks were also on sale. According to event coordinator Ovid Williams, a calendar of events to observe the year was officially launched in January at Al-Shalton in Region 9.
So it's all about promoting the indigenous languages. And this activity is just one of the many that will be the last Friday of every month until December. And this is to promote the indigenous language, culture, and talents of the indigenous peoples.
Apart from this activity, Williams revealed that there are other events aimed at preserving the languages, those existing and those that are extinct.
So we have activities, one, revitalizing the languages that are going extinct, Warao, Arawak, local language, and the Carib, the Kalinya, and preserving the ones that are existing.
The Patamona Dictionary will be launched in September, and the music festival is also planned for September. Plans also include a storytelling competition in the Muruka sub-district with the aim of capturing the rich history of the indigenous peoples. There will also be a children's art competition and a short story writing competition regarding indigenous stories and legends. The ministry has completed the translation of the Arawak alphabet with the aim of establishing a writing system so that Arawaks can document their culture. Reporting for InfoHub, Natasha Smith.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye for now.